You ready? You good?
Swampy Merritt. Is that his name?
Shepherd.
It says Putwood Podcast Live, Swampy Merritt.
I don't know who Swampy Merritt is.
Well, that's what I just thought that's what you was talking about. Putwood Podcast.
Welcome into Dawg Talk. I'm Coach Wilson. This is Coach Murphy. I have traditionally hosted this by myself, but now I've got you. You are now a co-host. We're co-hosting this together. So, you excited about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
You ready for?
I just found out about that.
When'd you find out?
Just a second ago.
You didn't know that until just now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you seem to be taking the news pretty well.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So,
Pretty excited about it.
a couple of guests we're going to have on this season. We're going to have on Coach Carpenter, our athletic director, head boys coach, Coach Sanders, our head football coach. We're going to have some athletes on. Jennifer Kell Spears, some community members. Jennifer Kell Spears is going to be on. Probably going to have her brother on, Josh Kell, and a couple of other folks. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. We've got some feelers out right now for who we're going to interview. Be looking for the Talk or Go Home fans out there. Be looking for a potentially a Talk or Go Home reunion when we have Mark Sanders on. We might have Clint Thompson on as well. So this is going to be fun. But one thing I want to talk about, so I don't know if any of you guys remember these Phil Neals. And if you're not watching, tune in to what we've got going on here. I'm gonna try to get the glare off of it. There they are. So, these Phil Neal posters. Fun fact, Phil Neal designed Albee for all of those people. He worked for the Birmingham News. He was a cartoonist, and he designed Albee for all you Auburn fans out there. But he also designed commemorative posters, which we've got a ton of here at Asheville, commemorating a bunch of cool teams. This is one example. This is the 1998 area and county champions football team commemorative Phil Neal poster, designed and colored by Phil Neal. And this is the only time in Asheville high school history that we've gone undefeated in the regular season, right? Mm-hmm. And you were a coach on this team. Mm-hmm. And yesterday we were in here in the studio, and we were talking and having conversations and this, that, and the other. And I went through the entire roster because the whole roster's on here. And I was asking you about every athlete, and you were telling me what you remembered about every athlete. But tell me what you just remember about in general about this season, this 10-0 season, the only time that Asheville football's ever gone undefeated. We beat Aniana, Moody, Springville, Raglan, Susan Moore, Ohatchee, Crossville, Sardis, Litchfield, and Odenville, and then we lost a close one first round of the playoffs to Locust Forest, 6-7. What do you remember about this season?
Well, you're going over everybody on the team, but there really wasn't that many people on that team, was there?
Let's see. There was
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's on there. It's a pretty small
17, 18,
roster,
19,
wasn't it?
20. 36, 37.
36. I don't know. That Aniana game was huge. That was overtime game.
That was the first game of the
first
year.
game. We beat them in overtime.
Do you have one of these at the house? One of those
yeah,
Phil Neals?
I think I do.
From that season?
Somewhere. I don't know where it's at. I got a couple of those framed in my room. But
what was your favorite memory from that 98 season?
I don't know. That Aniana game just sticks out now. Now I think about it. It was that was huge. Beating them in overtime. I guess it was single overtime. Maybe been double overtime. That was an overtime game. And that just.
And that led to the rest of the season.
Oh yeah,
going the way
the very first game. Yeah.
Was that at Aniana?
No, it was at Asheville.
It was here.
Yeah, it was here.
Tough squad, that Aniana team.
Yeah, they were pretty good. And then I don't know, Moody, 35-13. Yeah, it was overtime.
Beat the crap out of Moody.
Yeah, first game was overtime. That was huge.
Yeah. What else do you remember about it?
Couldn't be 10-0 when I win that first one.
Say what?
Couldn't be 10-0 when I win in the first one.
That's true. You'd be 1-9. Or not 1-9, 9-1.
Yeah,
got to do the math. Math's hard.
Yeah, that was huge. And then Moody, but then Springville that third game.
What do you remember about that Springville game? That final score was 13-12. Was that at Springville or here?
No, that was here.
That was here, 13-12.
That's one of the hardest hitting games I've ever been around.
Was that the game that the guy got carted off the field?
Yeah.
Didn't Sean Carter play in this game?
I think he did.
I think Sean Carter played in this game for Springville.
Yeah, a lot of people still talk about that game. I remember Brandon Wiley. I think he just went into the Hall of Fame, didn't he?
I think he did.
I mean, I guess that was on Friday. I guess we played that on Friday. We might have played that on Thursday because I remember him coming to the game, and he was talking about how hard-hitting game it was, one of the best games he'd ever seen. And it was. So that first game was overtime, and then we beat Moody and then beat Springville. And we, I guess the only other game that was really close, maybe that we almost got beat, would have been Litchfield. We had to come back and beat them at Murphy Stadium.
18-12.
Yeah, we had to come back. We were down. Seemed like we may have been down 2 scores in the second half and come back and beat them at Murphy Stadium. And then, I guess that would be the only other really close game we had after Springville.
And then Springville went on deep in the playoffs that year.
I don't remember how far they went. Yeah, it seems like that they did maybe third round, somewhere around in there.
Sadly, but so it says here, lost, made the state playoffs, regular season record, area and county champions. That was when we weren't regions, we were areas.
Areas, and I guess Odenville. I guess we were in the Odenville was in the area with us. I guess.
Yeah, we beat them 30-8.
I guess they would have been in there. I'd have to look back at that for sure. Does it have the area games up there?
It doesn't. It doesn't have them marked.
Yeah, it seemed like we're in the area with Odenville.
Scored 265 points, gave up 117. Your coaches that year, John Gross was the head coach, Terry Mara, Jody Whaley, Ken Bledsoe, Ronnie Tucker, and yourself were the assistants. And, that's kind of an insane amount of points versus defense. You know, you had legends like Stacy Butts, who was the cheer coach, Julius Cook, James Sampley were chaplains, Josh Williams, Jared Smith, Brandon Lovett, Matthew Hull were managers, Tracy Boyd was the trainer, and the legend himself, Vera Wise, misspelled his name, 1 R, should be 2, was the statistician that year. That's crazy to think that this was almost 30 years ago, right? 28 years ago.
Yeah.
This season, correct?
Yeah.
That's wild. So you're coming up on the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, it'll be pretty big.
Doesn't seem like it was 30 years ago.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, that Springville game, that's when I think J.J. Bird got knocked out.
He had to be carted off the field.
Yeah, they
right?
had to bring the ambulance up and get him on the visitor sideline. Then they had a linebacker they had to take to the hospital. So and we had a couple of guys get hurt too.
I just know Sean's talked about how.
Now, I still need to apologize to their coach. That's
tell that story.
Well, that's when I didn't shake his hand.
Why'd you? Trip Curry, right?
Yeah,
Trip Curry. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he went on to win a state championship at Cherokee County.
Yes. Yeah.
But I mean, he probably don't remember it happening, but it was pretty intense. Still pretty intense.
You were so emotionally
I
raw.
was just fever hot. And it don't take much to fight. Well, in those days it didn't against Springville, and it was still pretty intense after the game. Shaking hands and everything. But I just couldn't because we got a couple of guys hurt.
Yeah.
We kind of felt like they were doing a little something they shouldn't have been doing. And so, it wouldn't have took much. So I couldn't shake their hand. I just couldn't shake his hand. So I pulled my hand back. I shouldn't have done it. I feel bad about it now, but it's kind of humorous thinking about it, though.
If you saw
he told me, he goes, I was stuck my hand out, and I just, that I should have just pointed at him. Like that girl was doing
Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah, I should have just pointed, but I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't shake his hand.
Yeah.
So I just pulled.
Got too much dog in you.
Yeah, I stuck my hand out, and I couldn't do it. I just pulled it back, and then he yelled at me about, I didn't want to shake his, DAM hand anyway, So.
Neely Henry.
I just went on.
We painted in here in the studio, so it's there's paint fumes in here right now. So if this conversation goes off the rails, you know why. But so that was 98. We got another one over here that was 99. Was that it? 90. Here we are. 99. You were also on this coaching staff. Went 9-3. John Gross still the head coach. Only the second team in history to win the area championship.
That's 9-2. The other team was 9-3.
Yes, that was the
a
one
few
team.
years after that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not the 99. This is a year later.
Yeah, because they went to the second round at 9-3. Went to the second round. Yeah.
Only the second team in school history to win an area championship. First team to win an area championship, 98 squad. Second team, 99 squad. 19-3 over a 2-year time span. The winningest 2 years in school history up to that point. Went 9-2, back-to-back area champs, back-to-back trips to the state playoffs. 361 points scored, 235 points scored on. Beat Aniana 31-20. Beat Moody 25-14. Beat Raglan 41-7. Beat Susan Moore 52-14. Beat Ohatchee 39-26. Beat Crossville 31-28. Beat Sardis 41-28. Beat Litchfield 28-26, and beat St. Clair 28-21. Lost in the first round to Falkville 21-24. What do you remember about this year, this squad?
I don't know. I was thinking a little bit about that last night after I left, about that year. But yeah, just the Springville game again, I guess. Just
Lost
we didn't
that
play.
one.
Yeah, we didn't play good against them
At Springville.
Yeah, they had a Player of the Year, Wisnat.
Yeah.
But he pretty much run all over us. But and then so you mentioned Susan Moore, 52-14. I always hated going and playing up there. We had a pretty good games against Susan Moore. Even when I played,
Yeah.
I just hated playing up there. It's kind of a tough place to go play.
Is it really?
Yeah, it was when I played.
What do you remember about this? What do you about both of these years? What sticks out in your brain, like practice-wise, like the kids and the coaching staff? You know, any fond memories about these years?
They're very coachable, both teams.
Any funny stories come out of the locker room, or that you can tell now that you probably couldn't tell then?
I just had to think about it. I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
Yeah,
We had a lot of fun, the coaching staffs.
yeah. Coaching staffs changed a little bit.
Yeah.
In '99, you had John Gross was still the head coach, but you had the additions of Brian Edge, Paul Bishop, Jason Knowles, and Jamie Dubose, Rob McHugh, and Brian Harris. Those were all new that year, different from the '98 staff. Your holdovers, obviously, were you, Terry Morrow, and Ken Bledsoe, but everybody else was new on staff.
I guess one of the funny things would have been when Mr. Sampley, Brother Sampley, got the penalty at Sardis.
That was that year?
For barking on the sidelines. Yeah, it would have been.
99?
Find the Sardis game.
Sardis.
One of those. It was at Sardis.
41-28. It doesn't say where it was.
Yeah.
We played Sardis the year prior as well in 98, 35. We beat them 35-16 in 98, beat them 41-28 in 99.
Well, it was at Sardis. That's where it happened.
So
at.
whichever one of those years was at Sardis. But it was one of those years.
He got that penalty.
So you saw it happen.
Yeah. I was.
When I was coaching here under Shay Monroe and Jay Stewart was our chaplain, Jay Stewart almost got us a penalty as well. Almost. But he walked away. And so I was like, yes, carry on the history, the precedent that Brother James Sample
Yeah, but
set.
it just, everybody started doing it after they got the penalty.
The barking?
It was it's one of them deals where they shouldn't have threw them. He got the penalty, and then it was just on then. I mean, everybody, the stands, everybody was just barking it up.
But they didn't throw him out of the game.
No.
Now, Billy Wakefield got thrown out of the game last year. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he got thrown off the sideline. They didn't throw him out of the game, but they threw him off the sideline. So,
I got thrown out against Springville when I played.
what'd you do?
Just hitting after the whistle.
Again, you got too much dog in you?
Yeah, I got thrown. That's the only game I've been thrown out in.
What was the context of the situation?
I was in 10th grade, too.
Oh, so you were a young buck.
Yeah, I was in 10th.
Playing what position?
Offensive line, tackle.
And you just, DN comes up on you, or
No, I was a linebacker.
outside linebacker?
Yeah.
And you just couldn't let go?
The guy's name was Christian. I can't remember his last name. Me and them both got thrown out. So I hit him, and then he took a swing at me. And they threw us both out.
So how did the coaches handle that the next
No,
time?
they weren't mad at all. This when Coach Farmer was here, Raymond Farmer.
So he coached you in the 10th grade?
Yeah, 10th grade.
Did he coach you all the way through?
No, that was my sophomore year when Coach Farmer was head coach, and then Coach Clark came in. My 11th and 12th grade, yeah, 11th and 12th.
Not Bill Clark, Reagan
Clark,
his daddy.
Well, Bill came too.
Bill came with him as his DC?
Offensive line coach.
Offensive line coach, okay. Yeah. And John Gross was on that staff, right? Mm-hmm. John was on that staff.
Well, he did mostly junior high.
Okay.
And Bill was offensive line coach, and then Russ Probst had been defense coordinator.
Gotcha. Okay, so Probst came in as the DC.
Yeah. I think Reagan, he called all the plays.
Okay, so he was an offensive coach.
Yeah, he called the
Gotcha.
plays.
Okay. And what offense did y'all run?
Oh, heck, I don't know. I think we run a lot of option, best I remember.
I just remember that Greg Simpson's told me the story that he was a guard lined up next to you and when you were at tackle. And he said it might have been Springville. I don't remember what year he said y'all were in. Did y'all graduate together?
Yeah.
And he said, I just remember we got down in our stance, the ball was snapped, and David Murphy just screamed his head off as he attacked whoever was lined up across from him. As you came off the ball, you just screamed bloody murder. Yeah. Do you remember doing that? It was against Springville is what he said.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so. Yeah, we run a lot of option. But then against – because I remember I played tackle. I remember all the, release inside and outside and all that. Coach was reading the end and everything. Yeah. But you run a lot of option. But against Susan Moore again, we played them at home. Now I'm talking about when I played.
Yeah.
That just, when Greg Walker jumped off sides, that was against Susan Moore.
What happened there?
Because we started having to throw the ball a lot. We were throwing the ball against Susan Moore a lot.
Who was your quarterback?
Chris Bothwell.
Okay.
Because I remember throwing the ball against them. We played them at home. And when Coach Clark's first year, and then Greg Walker, I remember him. They were. That's why I didn't like when I was talking about playing Susan Moore a while ago. It seemed like they were always dirty, doing dirty stuff, and they were. They were dirty. I watched some films of some dirty stuff they did against us, but they were calling our snap count that night, and that's when he jumped off sides. Nobody moved. He's the only one that moved, and we had that pop pass called. And I remember, I remember him he was running downfield. He got about 10 yards. He was wide open. Nobody else had moved. And I remember him stopping and just, dang. Because I jumped off sides the first time that night. But
Greg Walker.
Greg Walker.
So, Greg Walker, if you see this, shout out to you. Next time I see him in public, I'm just going to go, pop pass.
Yeah.
To see what he does.
It was pretty funny. Yeah, that was a pretty crazy year. That would have been my junior year, his senior year.
All right, I'm going to ask the question that the people want to know. You just got asked this, actually, by a dude I graduated with. When are you going to retire?
I don't know.
You don't know
I probably won't be able to.
You've been teaching for how long?
32. I'll be going on 33, I believe.
This is year 33.
I think so.
I'm on year 9. I got a long way to go.
You went to school here, right?
I did. You taught me. Yeah.
I was thinking you went here.
Yeah. I graduated from here, yeah. I went here my whole life, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess Asheville just raised us.
Yeah. It's in our blood, man.
School.
You went to a Thunderbirds show with my dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, best I remember, it was him.
Yeah.
Him and Doug Bertram.
He remembers, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it was easy, too.
What was?
To go see them. It's very difficult to go to an air show now. There's so many people. Just like it was easy. We just rode up there to Gaston Airport. I don't remember being a whole lot of people there or anything, but
they would never perform at the Gadsden Airport now.
You don't think so?
Well, it's too small of a venue.
Well, they flew in from Montgomery.
Yeah.
They didn't take off there. They were in Montgomery at what's the Air Force Base in Montgomery? Maxwell. Yeah, they flew in there. And we just picked him up in Asheville on the way.
He was just walking on the side of the road.
Yeah, there. Him and Doug Bertram.
Oh, okay.
So they both piled in.
Was your mom driving?
Yeah, she was driving. Yeah, it's just hard to go to an air show now. It seemed like that was easy then.
What should the Asheville family expect from you this season on Dawg Talk?
I don't know. I really hadn't thought about it because I didn't find out until just a few minutes ago.
So you don't have an answer prepared?
Mm-mm.
What would you like to say?
I don't know. Those Phil Neals, those used to be, seemed like they were a bigger deal years ago.
The Phil Neals were a bigger deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Than what they are now. Because we were looking at them last night. I guess he did these.
Yes. Well, he makes the template, so all of them are the same for every team that year, right? So every team from 98 in football that got one had their mascot down here, 2 circles, football, words, player. But, like, he would draw – like, if Sardis got one, he would have gotten one for – it would said Sardis on the jersey.
Because I've always remembered these being around and being in the trophy case. This has always been a big deal.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're still doing them, having them done.
Yeah,
that's good. But let's look. I guess he. What I'm saying is, he's no longer living. I mean, he's passed away.
He died a few years ago.
But I guess he did these, right?
Yes.
But then he still got a company that does them. But I mean, we were looking at them last night. How that these look. I mean, that looks more machine.
Yes, and it is because his daughter does them. His daughter's
but they're still nice though.
Yeah, so they figured out a way to extract his handwriting basically and turned it into a font, and they have a copyright on it, and she still does it. She still owns a company. This is from this year's 4A runner-up basketball team, the boys, and this is what it looks like now. So for this year anyway, for basketball.
I guess I've got these two. The ones that I've got down in my room are from 91 and 92 that's framed in my room. But I guess I got these. But we're talking about we had the picture of the 10-0 team. Yeah, is down in my room. We need to get that put up. That's the only undefeated team we ever had in football, regular season. I don't know. One thing I remember, I guess from that year, I saw Ken Bledsoe's name. I think Ken Bledsoe, he was the head coach of the junior high also. And I think him and Ronnie Tucker did the junior high. And it was one of these, when we first started practice in the summer, I guess it was one of those days where it was about 100 degrees in August. And those are just pretty tough. Those days are pretty tough. It was 100 degrees. You can see heat coming up off the field. And I remember Coach Bledsoe, they were doing their warm-ups over on for the junior high over on the softball field. And I remember him saying, "We wish it was 110 over here." We were warming up, and they were warming up. And I remember him saying that. It was
looking at you.
Yeah, it was just kind of funny. We wish it was 110 over here.
We were at the Final Four waiting to play Jackson, and we went up to the coaches, Joe Carpenter and myself, went up to the coaches area, kind of at the top of the arena. And lo and behold, we ran into Ken Bledsoe and his brother and talked to them for a little bit. That was good because he coaches at where's he coach?
Pleasant Home.
Pleasant Home.
Now, he's been in it for 40 or more now.
Yeah, he's been in it a hot minute. He's the head coach at Pleasant Home, yeah. He and his brother coach together.
But there's a lot of funny stuff. But I mean, we've hashed down a lot of it before about the tooth incident and stuff that happened in the cloth room to me and stuff. Yeah, so we've talked about all that. But
yeah, that was on Talk or Go Home.
Yeah, that's pretty funny stuff.
So if you want to listen to that, go ahead and go on over to Talk or Go Home. But get ready. I have a feeling that this upcoming season of Dawg Talk is going to be fun. Now that this guy's on board, so you didn't know. I genuinely, he's serious. He didn't know. You didn't know, did you? Yeah. Are you down?
Yeah, I guess so. I'll be here every now and then.
Okay, you gonna be here every day?
Well, I'll be here every day.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be here every now and then on the show, I guess.
Oh, on the show. You gonna be on every episode?
Every now and then. Well, I mean, you were a part of one of the most historic seasons we've ever had in basketball. What?
I was, yeah.
now if that's fresh on your mind, what sticks out about that?
I've never had more fun. And this is so, I know this might sound, I don't know how this is going to sound, but I've never had more fun at practice than I did this year with basketball. And I've coached basketball the past 4 years, but this year I've never had more fun. And that's in any sport. I've coached golf, track, wrestling, football. I've never had more fun at any sports practice than I did this year. It was so much fun to come in with those boys and all the way JV all the way up to varsity. That was a good time. We made a lot of memories at practice and put in a lot of work. But I mean, they'd been working with Coach Carpenter for 4 years at practice, and they'd been working with me for 3 years up to that point in the weight room and in the classroom studying stuff. So it was fun, man.
That was
we
huge.
Had a good time.
That was
we
huge.
Had a really good time.
That was a good run. That was a lot of fun.
You know, but I had a guy who used to coach at Beulah. He's a buddy of mine. He used to coach basketball at Beulah. And somewhere. I can't remember where else it was he coached. But anyway, he asked me. He's at Hoover now, and he said, what was the key? What was the key to y'all's success? Because he came to one of the games. And I said, I'm going to be honest with you, dude. It's not one thing that we did this year. That's what a lot of people, they see the record. They see, you almost won a state championship. And that eats me alive, by the way. I still have nightmares about that Fairfield game. But I told him, I said, dude, you got to understand, this was not anything that we did as coaches. And I think Coach Carpenter will admit it too. Really, they should talk to the parents about this. I think it was really the fact that these kids have been together since they were like 7 years old, 6 years old, playing basketball. They never moved off. They always played together. They were genuine friends, had genuine love for each other, and were willing to sacrifice for each other to go win and have fun.
What was it about basketball, though? Why was basketball such a big deal for this bunch?
That was the one.
Because Clint built a court.
Yeah, for Mays, yeah. That was the one sport they all played together.
Okay.
That was the one sport where all of them kind of overlapped. Some of them played football, some of them didn't. Until the last 3 years of high school, they all played football. But for most of their lives, not all of them played football together. For most of their lives, not all of them played baseball together. The one sport that since they were 6, 7 years old that they played together every year, or at least against each other in the Asheville park system, was basketball. That was the one sport they all loved. And the funny thing is you've got two college athletes that went and are playing college football that were on this team. J.B. Potter and Parker Smith, they're playing college football right now as we speak in the middle of fall camp, probably when this airs. And not a single offer when it comes to basketball. And J.B. was, your 4A boys player of the year. Not a single offer. Not a whisper. Not a junior college, not a Division III, not a Dale's truck stop pickup team scholarship offer. Nothing. And so, they're playing college football, and I think they're enjoying college football. They're happy doing what they're doing. But it's just crazy. You gotta, if that doesn't tell you how much of a team those kids were, which is what kind of contributed to how much fun practice was. Because we just got so much work in, and everybody was on the same page, and we were just so in sync, coaches, players, and support staff. But yeah, it was fun. I mean, you were a part of the most historic run in football as a coach.
But it wasn't that year.
No, that was 92.
Yeah.
That was the start of your career. And this was kind of towards the end of your coaching career. What was the bookends of your career were historic.
Well, we had good years, but we had some really bad ones too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be some. Yeah. There's some 0-10s and 1-9s in there.
That's when I was in school.
Because, when in the early 90s, we were 1-9, and then we were 7-3, then we were 12-2.
So 1-9 in 1990. 7-3 in 91, 12-2 in 92.
And there was 0-10 that was not too far from that 1-9 also. I mean,
before or after?
Well, Coach Clark, he was 0-10 in my junior year. We didn't win a game.
I didn't know that.
But I'm not
89. No, 88.
Yeah.
88?
Well, it would have been the 87 season.
87, because you graduated in 89, which means
the
your senior season.
We didn't win a game. But, I mean, that was just that transition. From when Coach Farmer left to when Coach Clark came in, it was just a huge transition. There's just a lot of people that didn't make it. It was just an amazing number of people that just didn't make that transition.
That fell off?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was like almost everybody fell off. There wasn't a whole lot left.
Except for you.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot left. My bunch and a few on that senior bunch in 87. There wasn't a whole lot left. It's pretty amazing. I don't want to talk about it that much, but it's pretty amazing.
So that it was just kind of an unstable transition period, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. It was a big, huge change. Huge. And then
but it worked out for y'all.
Well, it probably just had to be done.
Y'all laid the foundation for what eventually would culminate in 1992.
It had to be done. So there's going to be some 0-10s and 1-9s in there. And even for that 10-0 year, there was a 3-7 in there.
Well, that's like these basketball boys. I mean, all of these seniors have been playing varsity basketball since they were. Well, most of these seniors had been playing varsity basketball since their freshman year.
All right. Well, what's the funniest thing you can remember happening during the basketball season this past year?
All right. So
or maybe since you've been.
The funniest thing
or since you've been coaching, anything, but primarily from this last basketball season. What's the funniest thing?
From this basketball season, it was when we went up to Indianapolis. We went to a high school basketball tournament in Indianapolis, Indiana, over the Christmas New Year's break. Went to a Colts game, went to an Indiana Pacers game. Fun stuff. Stayed in the house, spent a lot of time together. Went and visited Hinkle Fieldhouse, the home of the Butler Bulldogs, where they filmed Hoosiers, that state championship game, Hoosiers. Practice there. That's one of my favorite parts of the season. I led drills for my forwards and my centers. I did drill work with my forwards and my centers in Hinkle Fieldhouse on Butler's court.
Well, looking back on it now, Coach Carpenter's a genius.
Yeah, I mean, of course, he is. You can't deny that.
I mean, he had it all
planned out, man.
Exactly.
We knew exactly what we were going to do.
I mean, even if you didn't want to go at the time, looking back on it, it was
he's
not you. I'm just talking about anybody might not have wanted to make that long trip. I know probably some grandparents of some players that was just out. We're not doing that one. We'll see when you get back.
Yeah.
But looking back on it, I mean, it was pure genius.
It was a great trip.
But the only thing y'all didn't do, y'all should have stayed in French Lick.
I know, we didn't go on our way back.
Didn't even go by Larry Bird's place.
Jamon Williams was rode with me back, and I tried to convince him. Actually for us to go through Burlington, Indiana. Mm-hmm. Bloomington, not Burlington.
Y'all going to go to the Coke factory?
We're going to go to the Bloomington, Indiana, home of the Indiana Hoosiers.
I thought that's where y'all were supposed to stop off and watch an Alabama football game.
Well, I was going to do that because but I had Jamon with me.
They played Alabama, Indiana that Saturday. Y'all coming back?
Yes, the day we were coming back, they played. Indiana was playing Alabama in Pasadena, and I was like, what a moment to go to the campus of the team that was probably going to win. I was assuming Indiana was going to win, and to go in a random bar somewhere and hang out and watch the game with all these other Indiana fans and just kind of be kind of a fly on the wall, not really participate in the experience, but just see what all these other people are experiencing. Didn't get to do that. Had to get Jamon home, but almost did that. Couldn't go to French Lick for the same reason, but we did stop by Buc-ee's. I got to witness Jamon going into Buc-ee's for the first time. Jamon Williams will probably be a guest on Dawg Talk this upcoming season, so stay tuned for his episode, but yeah, it was. So
you're gonna tell me the funniest thing now?
Yeah, the funniest thing that happened. We did a hot chicken eating contest at the house one night, and I'm not gonna say who, but there was. I love hot stuff, you know that, and I handled myself pretty well. I was in the competition. About half the team was in the competition too, and I handled myself pretty well. There were about two of the players handled themselves really well. The rest of them about died. But there was one player specifically, and it had snowed the night before. There was one player specifically had nothing on his stomach because when he ate the chicken, hadn't eaten anything much before that. Had been a long time since he had eaten previously. Eats the chicken, chews it. This is too hot. Spits the chicken out. He's just like having a hard time with it. Throws up. The chaos. It doesn't sound funny, but like the whole chaos that ensued around that whole thing, the hot chicken eating contest was pretty funny.
Yeah, anytime anybody throws up, that's a good time.
Yeah, and the DoorDash guy that was delivering it in our neighborhood, he delivered it to the wrong house. We had to sneak over to the house over and go get it. Like there was just so much going on. The kids decided that they thought it would be funny to mess with me that night, and I'm not going to say what they did, but they there was some.
They put your hand in warm water, did they?
Well, I'll say, no, they did not. We ended up. We also another really cool thing we did. Can't believe I forgot this, but we watched the series finale of Stranger Things together in the basement of that house. We set it up. And we got one of the kids got their Xbox and
Stranger Things, huh?
hooked a projector up. And all the team coaches, some of the parents came over and we sat down and watched that.
Wow,
Watch that series finale together. It was a fun trip. Yeah.
You talk about Larry Bird. Talk about basketball. Talk about Larry Bird, Indiana, French
Magic
League and
Johnson.
everything.
Yeah.
Who is the girl that Caitlin Clark?
Yeah.
That they had down on the ground the other night when that girl was pointing.
Sophie
We're talking about
Cunningham.
Yeah. But
They were playing the Fever.
they were talking
Mercury
about
Fever.
how Michael Jordan got done like that and
I mean,
everything. How rough they were. People were with Michael Jordan and Larry Bird and all that bunch when they played. But the difference is, I was thinking about this the other night, they would have come up swinging.
Yeah.
It would have been a fight right then. I don't know why why she hadn't come up swinging.
Caitlin.
Yeah.
She's just a good person, I think.
But the difference is there'd have been a fight.
Yeah, there'd have been some throwdown going
It's
on.
been like when you watch the Lakers and Celtics and Pistons and Bulls and everything. Yeah, they weren't going. They're going to come up swinging.
That was the glory days of the NBA, though.
Yeah.
Glory days of the NBA.
Mm-hmm. It was good.
Yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see, like, I would have liked to have seen these seniors this year with a shot clock. High school basketball this year, we're going to have a shot clock. So that would be, especially that state championship game, for any of those that went to the state championship game, it'd be interesting to see how that game played out differently had we had a shot clock. So, but that's going to be a new little twist to this year. But
now, I saw Ronnie Gross the other day. He was on the 79 team.
Older brother of John Gross.
The last team.
Yeah.
That made it to they made it to the semis, right?
Yeah, that Phil Neal's over there in that pile too.
I saw him the other day. I was talking to him about it.
Tall son of a gun.
Yeah. That was a tall team.
All of them.
Yeah,
yes.
that was a
like
tall
the
team.
average height of that team was like 6'3", I think, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's an arbitrary number.
Yeah, I think Ronnie,
but
he's
like,
about 6'5", probably 6'6",
yeah.
he was somewhere around
Somebody
there,
who told me that.
He was tall. It was a tall bunch.
I think Hobart McClendon might have told me it was like 6'3", 6'4".
Unusually,
especially for that
tall.
era.
Yeah,
kids are tall these days.
But
like,
Coach Smith, he had some tall teams. I remember the team he had at Odenville that went a long way. I mean, they had a guy on there that was 6'8". Randy Taylor, I think, was his name. He was 6'8".
That's some length, man.
And,
you just take the ball and just.
Yeah, I remember seeing.
Guaranteed too.
I remember seeing that picture of him. I think at Odenville. Did they go to the semis or finals or something down there one time? I don't know how they did it then in basketball, but he had a heck of a team down there, and then he had that bunch here. Some really good talent come through. But yeah, I saw Ronnie. I talked to him about it the other day. My mom, she had a little bit of surgery down at St. Vincent's, and he was down there. His wife was having something done. I walked by. He was just sitting there, and I walked by. I took a double take, and I said, Ronnie.
He recognized
him, man. Yeah. I sat down and talked to him for a little while. So it was good to see him.
This is what you can expect for the rest of the season of Dawg Talk. So thank you guys for tuning in. You excited about it?
Are we done?
Yeah, we're done. Are we done?
I guess.
Are we done? You excited?
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. What's your middle name?
I don't know.
Oh, you ain't going to say.